Here we go. Monday, December 20th. Ermanni and Edwards, the Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards, I say to you, good afternoon, my friend. It is a Victory Monday.
Detroit Lions, I was at the game, and guess what? I said, you know what? First quarter, they're going to do the same Lions stuff. Second quarter, they're going to do the same Lions stuff. Third quarter, they're going to do the same Lions stuff. Fourth quarter, I think these guys might be for real. I think this might be for real. Then I double down. I walk out of the stadium. I walk over to Brass Rail, show some love to Woodward Sports. Shout out to Stick, the work that they do for the postgame show, Detroit Lions. Then I walk to Little Caesars Arena as they play the number 4 team in the East, Miami Heat. I said, here goes another butt whooping for the Detroit Pistons. Guess what?
2 for 2, Braylon Edwards.
It's a hell of a week for the Detroit sports franchises, and I think the Red Wings last game they won as well.
Look at that, Braylon Edwards sporting the Honolulu blue. I will tell you, I am sporting the Nutcracker shirt today. Let me just pick it up for you. There he is, the Nutcracker baby. How about these? Take it. You know, we have these available. WoodwardSports.com if you want to get yours. Makes for a great last-minute gift idea for your, your Michigan Wolverine. Yep. And speaking of the Michigan Wolverines, look at the great Tom Mazawey. Respect is earned, my friend.
It is not given.
Good afternoon to you, Tom Mazawey.
Hey, fellas. Welcome in. Happy Monday. It's not a Blue Monday. It's a happy Monday. And I was at the game as well. Yes, Braylon. I sent Lily, my daughter, to the Pistons game. She was in rebound row yesterday. She got herself a T-shirt. They had a great time. Covered up her Tyler Hero jersey. So he did not play in that game, by the way.
So I think that you and I, that's the recipe. You, I, and the kids have to go to the games because we won. Yesterday, you go to the Lions game, I go to the Lions game, we win. The kids go to the Pistons game, I go to the Pistons game, we win. We got to make that the new thing.
I think you guys should certainly do that. And let's start there. We'll jump right back into it with some Detroit Lions talking. I'll tell you, this team is I don't want to say they surprised me, but they surprised me. I thought yesterday was going to be an absolute disaster. Bad matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona coming in off a loss to the Los Angeles Rams. Everything to gain for Arizona, and they came out and got their butts whipped by the Detroit Lions. And when Dan Campbell was talking about kneecaps and we're going to fight and claw you on the way up and all that stuff, I guess he meant that. Look, this is the second Lions win of the year. They're 2-3-1 in their last 6, and they're playing some pretty darn good football. Let me show you. I'm sorry. Do we have? I should have asked.
Uh-oh.
Do we have the Dan Campbell post-game locker room?
Yeah, we got lots of stuff here. We got lots of stuff.
Sorry, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
You see that guy in the chair right there?
No, he's got it.
He always has it.
I assumed we had it, and I just didn't. There's about 20 things on this sheet. I'm sorry.
There are a lot of things.
No, I meant like there's a lot of. Yeah, good. Dan Campbell after the game.
Hey man, welcome to Detroit. Man, I tell you what, we did everything we said we needed to do to that team. We did everything. And I tell you what, defense, you took it personal. It's 3 and out, man. You guys are making them have to punt. We turn the ball over offensively, right? And then we defensively, a mighty 2-4, get a turnover. I tell you what, offensively, man, we came after them early, man. We said we're going to be aggressive. We took some shots, and we made them. We made our shots early, and then we just started hammering them. Hell, our first drive was 8 minutes, man. You guys are a tough, gritty group, man. You're a tough, gritty group. You always have been, and now you're seeing the dividends. Man, look, a team gets 1 out, 2 out. We got multiple guys.
And that went on for quite some time, and I think, Braylon, in that locker room celebration, you saw those guys, and man, the way they play for Dan Campbell, that is how you build something here, and I'm here for it.
You asked me yesterday, not yesterday, you asked me last week. You said, hey, what do you want to see from the Lions to finish the season now? What were you looking for from the Lions in the last 4 games of the season? And I said, hey, I just want to see Dan Campbell make smart decisions. I don't want to see him mess up in in situations where it's on him, situational football. I want to see him power through those. I don't want to see him make repetitious mistakes that he's made all year. Also, you want to see this team. The defense has been playing so well in terms of keeping the Detroit Lions in games all season. I said you want to see a team fighting from first quarter to fourth quarter. You want to see a team that you look at and you believe in. You want to see the picks of Brad Holmes. You want to see them getting better. Yesterday, I think you saw that. You want to see a team fight. I think you saw that. Dan Campbell, clean. It's a clean game by him. I mean, there's always going to be a couple things that you can point out, but it was a clean game by him. And then you see his enthusiasm in the locker room. That's real. It's very genuine. It's going to be a lot of Detroit fans that are like, oh, Detroit Lions, they always blow it. They always blow it. Now they don't have the number 1 pick. It doesn't matter if the Detroit Lions draft 1 or 2. The player
or 10.
No, 1, 2, or 3. I give you that. They're going to be able to get the player that they want. It's either going to be Kayvon or it's going to be Aiden Hutchinson. So I love the win, and I'm not worried about whether it's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
By the way, yesterday during our pregame show, it could be someone Ryan brought up, as a matter of fact, and it could be a quarterback.
Kenny Pickett.
But you know what? The quarterback that played good yesterday, Jared Goff, it just looks like he's happy now. You see him in the locker room. He's the first guy front and center next to Dan Campbell. Another guy that was really playing good, linebacker Charles Harris. Right after the game, they caught up with him and asked him, how you guys play for Dan Campbell. Check this out. This tells you it all.
It's been said that this team is cut from the same cloth as your head coach, Dan Campbell. What does that mean?
Straight up grit. Just never backing down. You might get knocked down, but you're going to get back up. And just never quitting. Relentlessly just getting back up no matter what.
There you go.
You know, the one thing about this team, too, and Braylon, you brought it up about, you know, it seems to be the story of the day for Lions fans has been, well, their draft position is screwed up. Well, they don't have the number 1 pick anymore. And I'll tell you, if they play like this, they're not done winning.
No.
They could pick off the Atlanta Falcons this week. Yeah. They could win against the Seattle Seahawks, who are not a very good football team. We'll find out tomorrow against the Rams. They are playing for their lives, but if they lose that game against the Rams, what are they going to do next week? I don't think the Lions are done winning yet if they play like they did yesterday. And I am here to tell you I think that is okay. I believe for these young Lions, it's almost more important, not almost, it is more important for these young Lions to experience winning and get on a track of winning and believe in winning and have the confidence to go about a football game and win it. And then you come back next year, and if you pick 2, 3, 5, 7, you're going to get a nice player, and hopefully that player can contribute next year.
Well, hopefully he's more mean than he is nice. But you're 100% correct, though, Ryan. Literally, if they get down to the 5th pick, I think the disparity between the talent in the draft this year, if you go 1 or 5, you're pretty much getting the same type of player. So I don't think it is a big deal, and I agree with you there. Them winning yesterday, excuse me. Let's take a look at what they did. They played against Kyler Murray. We talked about him being a generational talent. We talked about him being worth the price of admission, correct? We talked about the Arizona Cardinals being able to win games without major players all year. They have found a way to win. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. In fact, coming into the game yesterday, they were tied for the best record in the NFL. The Detroit Lions dismantled them.
Yeah.
Like offense, defense, physicality, in the trenches. They won every way in which you can win during those 60 minutes. That's a good sign. That is what you want to see from this team. Going to the last 3 games of the season, you want to see that because you're like, oh my God, these guys might get it. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell might get it. This might be the start of something special. So I think it was a heck of a win, and I want them to win. I want them to put the effort that they did yesterday. I want to see that next week. And
how about these guys? How about these rookies that are playing? How about St. Brown?
That's exactly it, Maz. That's exactly. You got St. Brown, and I know he's not a rookie; he's a third-year player. But what you're seeing right now, Oruwariye, I have trouble saying his name, Ermanni. I mean, he's playing really well.
Phenomenal.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's playing well, and we just take Sewell for granted.
Craig Reynolds.
Craig Reynolds, look, and I was going to mention him, Maz and Braylon.
Josh Reynolds as well.
Him too.
I was going to mention Craig Reynolds as is the one thing about this whole Lions month and a half is one thing you're seeing is a little bit of an identity. What is this team going to do? They're going to run the football, and they're going to punch you in the mouth defensively. In those two positions, defense and running back, how about giving Dan Campbell a little bit of credit for the guys he hired to those positions?
Woo.
Deuce Staley, the running backs coach, and Aaron Glenn, the Lions defensive
I
coordinator.
hope they don't get picked off.
But if they do, that means that Dan Campbell's continuing to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
You want your guys to move on, right? I mean, don't you want your guys to get hired in bigger spots? I mean, what Aaron Glenn is doing defensively,
amazing,
with this young crew is nothing short of one of the most spectacular things I've seen this NFL season. We expected this team to be worse defensively than they were last year, and they're among, heck, what is that, 6 games now under 20 points?
Yeah, what I was going to say is I'm going to start with, first of all, you don't have to worry about Aaron Glenn or Deuce Staley, those guys getting picked up, because they don't hire too many black coaches often. It takes a long time for them to get hired, just jokes. But when you look at Josh Reynolds, and we talked about this, Ryan, he did 4 years with Jared Goff in L.A. Mm-hmm. He knows Jared Goff. He knows the system. He played with Brandon Cooks. He played with Cooper Kupp. He played with Robert Woods. Look at what the Lions have done since he's been there. Amon-Ra St. Brown's, his play has picked up since Josh Reynolds has been there. The receiving game has picked up since Josh Reynolds has been there. He was a huge acquisition, and you got to give Brad Holmes credit for that. As soon as he got there, it was almost like Jared Goff has a sense of familiarity.
Amen.
He has like a sense of familiarity. Like, oh, you know what? I can do this. I do know this thing. He knows my stuff.
It's improved everything.
100%. He is a really good acquisition for the Detroit Lions. He's like an unsung hero.
He's a keeper.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You will hear from Craig Reynolds. You will hear from Jared Goff. You're going to hear more from Dan Campbell. Lots to get to on a Lions Monday, baby.
Man.
Yes! Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Big names, bigger opinions. It's the bottom line on Woodward Sports.
Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line, Woodward Sports Network, talking about a Lions win. They beat the Arizona Cardinals, the NFC leading Arizona Cardinals, 30-12 yesterday. They are the NFC leading Cardinals no more.
They whooped them.
There's no doubt about it. And after the game, I want you to hear from Jared Goff here. Jared Goff talked about the importance of this win, getting it from start to finish.
Yeah, a full team win. All the times we've talked about, this whole year, what it looks like, that's what it looks like. We make a mistake, we have a fumble. Amani makes an interception, almost takes it back to the house. We score on the next play. That's how good teams win in this league, and we put it on display in all 3 phases today.
When you look at Jared Goff right there, Ryan, my apologies for jumping the gun on you. When you look at Jared Goff, does that not look like a very different Jared Goff than it was a Cincinnati game? Does that not look like a very different Jared Goff that was after the Eagles game? He looked like an individual that was confident in who he was. He looked like an individual that deserved that girlfriend that you love so much. He looked like an individual that liked Detroit. And
she was at the game too, by the way.
Probably.
She was.
He was. Oh, she was there?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet her?
I didn't get a chance to meet her.
Braylon, you make a great
I gotta hang
point,
with you
though.
to meet her.
No, Braylon, you make a great point about
me.
Jared Goff because, and again, this comes with winning, right? I mean, he was out there on the sidelines. Camera shots were getting him smiling and all that stuff, and that's what happens with winning. But I think part of that too. Look, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a rookie. You've been a rookie wide receiver. You've come in and you've had the weight of the world on you. It's not easy to play receiver in the National Football League your first year. He has gotten better each and every week. And then you add Josh Reynolds into the mix. I mean, there's an instant connection between Josh Reynolds and Jared Goff. A touchdown yesterday that we saw. And when you get players like a Josh Reynolds, then an Amon-Ra St. Brown can go back to being a number 2 or a number 3, somebody, a position that he's more familiar with, as opposed to being the number 1 receiver as a rookie coming in with nobody next to you.
Yeah, it's easy to play any position when you come into a team that has a structure, especially at that position. You look at Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne came in first round, but he got drafted to the Indianapolis Colts. He's playing with Marvin Harrison. He's playing with Peyton Manning. You come into that situation, it's not hard to be a rookie in that situation. When you come into a situation where you're playing for the Detroit Lions, who are undermanned this year, they don't have any veterans at the wide receiver position. It was a learning curve that he had to go through all season. Now, 5 weeks ago, you bring in Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds knows the game. He knows Jared Goff. He helps Amon-Ra St. Brown. So now he's able to get some veteran leadership experience / little tidbits. There are times when you're on the field where a guy that's been there 8 years, 7 years, 6 years, he knows little stuff that you might need that you as a rookie won't think to do. He's like, hey, tighten split down on that one because you're going to come across on them. Little things like that, and now you're seeing him evolve quicker and quicker and quicker.
Hey, it all starts with that O-line. And just think what it's going to be like next year when you have Frank Ragnow back at center. They're dominating.
They didn't have Jonah Jackson yesterday either.
They're pushing. Look, Craig Reynolds has gone over 100 yards 2 weeks in a row. It's not because Craig Reynolds is some superstar running back. He's a good back, but he runs behind these guys.
That's a great point.
It's like what you guys were saying all these years about Emmitt Smith running behind that Dallas line. This is becoming that Dallas line. It's all Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow and, of course, Taylor Decker and Jonah Jackson. Those guys. That's where your team – they built the team. They passed on Micah Parsons. They passed on a quarterback. They went with Penei Sewell. They're building the line. They're going to be a run team. They're going to protect the quarterback, and they're going to slowly but surely add those receivers in. Look what Aaron Rodgers does with the receivers he has. Besides Devontae Adams, who's there?
Aaron Lazard.
Lazard?
Alan Lazard.
Lazard and if you watch that play, I know
Valdez Scantling.
Yeah, they're good.
He had a big play the other day. But for the people watching, and you're watching this right now, you watch that last play, the touchdown to Josh Reynolds right there. Something if you pay attention to, watch Jared Goff in that pocket. He's starting to play with more of a sense of purpose. He's not scared. He's not timid. He's not nervous and short-arming passes or getting sacked and fumbling. When's the last time he's fumbled? Well, I guess he did fumble a couple games ago. But look at that. He legitimately stood in there, shrugged off the defensive tackle that was trying to get the sack, stayed in the – watch this, boom, boom, got it out, right on the money, touchdown. They are playing with a sense of purpose, man. I'm telling you, you add more pieces in the offseason, this team could be – and Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, Minnesota's struggling, Chicago's struggling. I'm telling you.
And the Lions did make history yesterday. This is one of the stats we saw on Twitter. The Lions entered the day with a 1-11-1 record this season, while the Cardinals were 10-3. Detroit is just the third team in the Super Bowl era to enter a game with fewer than 2 wins and beat a team with 10 or more wins. How about that to the Detroit Lions? And
what stat did I give you guys in the pregame yesterday about Jared Goff?
8 straight wins against the Arizona Cardinals. Was he 7-1 against the Cardinals lifetime?
Now he's 8-1.
Make it 8 in a row against the Arizona Cardinals.
Not bad.
Just a really good. It was just a really good weekend in Detroit sports. I mean, you look at Friday. Hell, they played 2 games at LCA. First time they've ever done that. They played the basketball game at noon, and then they turned around and played the hockey game at 7. And then the Lions win on Sunday, and then the Pistons win again on Sunday. It was a really good week in Detroit sports.
You know, I do think, and again, I go back to the fact that they won a football game, and I think winning games is immeasurable towards the confidence level of a player, of a coaching staff, of an organization, having that belief that when you're in that situation, you can actually do it. I mean, this team could have wins against the Ravens. They could have 2 wins against the Chicago Bears, to be quite frank with you. 3 trips inside the 10-yard line at Chicago. and they came away with 0 points. They lost that game by 10 points, 3 trips inside the 10. They could have beat the Vikings on the road. They had to lead against the Packers. Up and down the tie against the Steelers, the loss and the field goal against the Browns. I mean, this team could have 5, 6, even 7 wins, guys. And no, you're not going to win all those games. But when you lose every one of those games, doubt creeps into your mind. And I think when you win a game like they did yesterday, that confidence is immeasurable. Screw the draft pick.
Hey, the Kool-Aid's flowing for me again.
Yeah, no, it is.
I mean it. Look, I'm happy to be a Lions fan again.
It is for me, too, and reactionary to the win, maybe. But it's the way they're doing it. Craig Reynolds, back-to-back 100-yard games. Do you know why Craig Reynolds has back-to-back 100-yard games?
Because that offensive line is moving forward, man.
They have an identity.
Physicality.
This team has built an identity that they're going to run the football, they're going to grind you, and they're going to play great defense.
By the way, they signed Craig Reynolds to a 1-year deal through next year.
How about
he
that?
has made the roster.
How about
Congratulations.
So does
Merry
that mean
Christmas.
Jamal Williams may be out next year?
He's out.
Potentially.
Jamal Williams out,
He's out.
Potentially, but again, you need guys at that position. I mean, DeAndre Swift missed 3 games last year. He's missed time this year.
We got Jason Kabinda. Come on.
Here's shout out to number 45, Jason Kabinda. Here's something interesting if you think about it. The Detroit Lions almost beat the Ravens, right? And then they almost came back against the 49ers. You can call them garbage points. If you can call them garbage points if you want to.
Won the game.
But they almost came back, right? Then they almost beat the Minnesota Vikings, who we know should be a better team than what they are, right? I guarantee you the players on that team at Dan Campbell, they looked at that all year. They legitimately looked at themselves and said, we should have beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, who are the #1 team in the AFC at that time. We should have beat Kirk Cousins' Minnesota Vikings, and we this close. The way you're seeing them play now, you're seeing players come back off injury. You're seeing them believe that, you know what, we should have beat the Ravens. We should have beat the Vikings. We should have beat the Bears. We were winning at halftime against the Green Bay Packers. I guarantee you Dan Campbell has placed that in their minds, and they haven't let it go. And so now as they're going into games, as they have more firepower, they're getting more of a sense of identity. As you said, they're like, no, we can do this.
Yep.
They beat Kyler Murray and the Cardinals yesterday. That is big time.
Yep.
Guess what else they got? They got a kicker.
COVID.
Riley Patterson. They have a kicker.
Yeah.
They found their kicker. He's going to be the next guy for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
How happy were you to see your boy yesterday, though?
Oh, Matt Prater?
You know it.
Why did he get booed, by the way?
I don't know if he booed him.
I heard the television.
They did boo him. I didn't understand it either.
A little boo, but a lot of cheers, too. I was there.
They booed him, and it's not
what
his
did he
fault.
do?
He didn't do anything. They're just doing it because he used to play for us.
Oh, well, you know what? New England booed Tom Brady either, so that's how fans are.
There you go.
Right.
nothing.
Guys, I do want to ask you, I think it was Justin Rodgers who put this out on Twitter today. 45,211 fans, the lowest paid attendance this season at Ford Field.
That's
I want to ask you about that, and if a win like that brings people back to Ford Field. One game left. We'll take a break. Come right back. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey, gang, it's Maz from MyBookie.ag, our studio sponsor, and, of course, the place I put all my sports wagering in. And guess what? If you are a first-time sports gambler, give it a shot at MyBookie.ag because they'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. All you got to do is use the promo code Woodward. That's it. Put 100 in, they'll give you 200. Put 1,000 in, you'll have 2,000 in your account, and you could use it to bet. You could take it out, whatever you want to do. But tonight you got Monday Night Football, double header. You got the Browns hosting the Raiders at 5 o'clock tonight. Who the heck's going to quarterback for the Browns? It's not going to be Baker Mayfield. It's not going to be Case Keenum. It could be Nick Mullins. That's who it's going to be. It could be Braylon's old favorite, Charlie Fry. Who the hell knows who's going to be quarterbacking for the Cleveland Browns? We'll see how it goes. And then the nightcap, the Vikings and the Bears. That's going to be a good one as well. Black and blue division. So get your bets in. Of course, there's Tuesday football tomorrow as well. And then the only day off you have this week is Wednesday. But guess what? There's college bowl games. So you can do it. The bowl season underway as well. Get them all bet at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Use that promo code. Please call 1-800-270-7117.
We did it today. We executed the game plan perfectly. It was a great job by our coaches, man, putting it together. And then obviously just those players, man, stepping up and just not, I mean, they don't care, you know? Like, they don't care. They don't care who we're playing. It's like, let's go. They're ready to go. And they believe, they have. And shoot, man, that's all you can ask for when as your players, man, as a coach, is just guys who want to come back and go to work, and they don't give a crap who we're playing. So I was proud of them.
Sorry about that. I think when you watch Dan Campbell's a tight end. That was his position when he played. He played tight end. Tight ends are they're in the trenches. They do the dirty work. You know, they're scrappy. You know, they do a lot of that, right? The reason why I think he connects so much to his players, because the Detroit Lions are a gritty, as you heard them say, they're a gritty, scrappy team. They legitimately fit the type of player that he was. And I think that's why you're starting to see him have excitement. Like, as you look at the press conference, he's legitimately excited for his players because they're winning the way in which he was as well. And I think that's why you're going to see it click next year as more.
Remember how he looked just a few weeks ago when they were
dejected.
Winless? When they were winless, he looked like a dead man walking. Look what a couple of wins and a tie gets you.
Well, not only that, but I think the fans needed it. You know, yesterday, 45,211 fans, the lowest paid attendance at Ford Field this year, and I think fans were feeling it. I was feeling it. You were feeling it. People watching were feeling it. I did not care about Lions football, and really one of the only reasons why I watched the game yesterday was because of this job.
Exactly.
I mean, if I did not have this job in the midst of a holiday season and a 1-11 football team, I'd have been done with this team a long time ago. Just seriously, what reason do you have to watch them other than you're a sports fan and you love the Lions, I guess? But when we had Bill Keenest on a couple of weeks ago, one of the things he said about an organization is the worst thing. They love it when you're wearing paper bags to the stadium because that means you care. That means you care.
T-H-Y.
Any kind of emotion is good emotion to an organization. It's when you don't care that they start to care a little bit.
Apathy.
When you don't care, and that word that you spelled out is apathy, Braylon. I was becoming apathetic to this team. I think by the paid attendance yesterday, everybody was being apathetic about this team. And when you see the last month and a half of the season, and then you're finishing it off with with a win here, with a win there, maybe you get one next week on the road at Atlanta. I mean, you can see it a little bit. And I'm not mad that they're not going to have the #1 pick.
They still will.
They still might.
Maybe they will.
Yeah.
But you know what? To be honest with you, Patrick Mahomes isn't the #1 pick in the draft this year. I love Aiden Hutchinson. I love him. He's going to make whoever he goes to a very happy team.
He won't be #1.
But he's not. He's not Lawrence Taylor. Okay, I mean, this is a very.
Don't get Maz excited.
Yeah, this is a very nice.
Micah Taylor.
He's a very good player. He's going to make somebody very happy. But we're not talking about Lawrence Taylor here at the #1 pick. All right? I mean, if I told you that the Lions could win 3 or 4 games and end up with Kyle Hamilton at safety, would you be okay with that? If I told you that the Lions wound up with the 5th pick because they did some winning and some team fell in love with Kenny Pickett and traded a Lions back to 10 and Lions went back to 10 and added a first-round pick, would you be okay with that?
Yeah,
because
probably.
I could see some team not trading up to #1 to get Kenny Pickett, but maybe they fall in love with Kenny Pickett and want to pick him up at 5.
The good thing about
I mean, just spitballing here, but this is good what's happening for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the conversation which you're having, like, legitimately before Jim Harbaugh won this year, right? We were knocking him for not being able to win the big game, win against Ohio State, win against ranked opponents inside the top 10, win on the road, win a bowl game. We're doing all that, right? Because it was deserving. But then this year, he's turned it around. He's figured it out, and Michigan's had a hell of a season thus far. So we've given him all the credit. He deserves it. Same thing with the Detroit Lions, man. Like, as you talk about it, when they were winless, everything you said they deserve. Like, Dan Campbell was making a lot of situational errors. He was making mistakes. Players, they fought hard, but at the same time, they just look bad. They look outmanned. Well, in the last couple games, they don't look that way anymore. Dan Campbell is doing a better job coaching. You're not seeing mistakes on his part that you can point out or yell out or point to. The players, look at Amani Oruwariye. He looked like a pro. He's been looking like a all
real
pro
good.
for
What's
the
he had,
last
6 or 7 picks?
Except for like the last
good.
4 weeks, he's been looking like an all pro. You look at the physicality and the way that they're playing. So all the credit and the compliment that you give them, now they deserve it. If you don't do anything well, you deserve everything coming. If you do something well, you deserve everything coming.
Let me tell you, just if you look at the way this season has played out, the Detroit Lions very well could have
8 wins.
8 wins. 8 of them. And I'll go
Don't
through.
play the shoulda woulda game.
No, I'm just saying if everything went right for them in the final minute of the game, they could have 8 wins. Again, the Ravens, the Bears, the Vikings,
Bears again,
the Steelers, the Browns, the Bears again, and then they did beat the Vikings and the Cardinals. So that's 6 misses. I think it's important for this football team to win games.
They had the Niners on the ropes too late.
Because the next time I didn't count that one, but if you wanted to, you could say 9. But that would have been a hell of a comeback.
Would have been a hell of
a comeback. But I didn't even count that one. I just believe that winning. I said this before the season started, or maybe it was the first month of the season. The only way you build a culture is if you win. I really believe that. I don't think you can build this great culture and just continue to lose and get your teeth kicked in, but you try hard, so it's okay. So that's the culture you're building. I think you need to win.
You're 100%
and
correct.
This team wins.
You're 100% correct, because when they were getting close, when they were almost winning, when they were tying the Steelers and the Chicago Bears and the Vikings and the Ravens, etc., you just talked about it, man. Dan Campbell looked dejected, beat up, and exhausted. So that almost winning didn't work for him.
Remember
and that's why you're 100% correct. You got to win. Look how he looks now.
Yep.
Remember when he was crying at the beginning of the year when he had that breakdown against the Vikings?
I didn't want to bring it up, but yes, I do remember.
He broke down. I mean,
it was over.
Getting close to win, it's not a win.
Yeah.
It's worse when you're that close to getting a win and not being able to get it. But we laughed a couple of weeks ago when they beat the Vikings and they were dancing around in the locker room. We were like, man, it looks like these guys won the Super Bowl. But it looked that way again yesterday. So maybe it's starting to get through that team. It's starting to get through. They know how to win now. I wouldn't want to play them if I was a playoff team like the Falcons or on the edge. The Falcons, they're in for it next week.
And honestly, look at the quarterbacks this team has beaten and could have beaten as well. And that goes back to Aaron Glenn's defense and the players that they're doing it with. We talked about this with Michigan State. I guarantee you 90% of the fans of the NFL couldn't name you a Lions linebacker. Hell, may not even be able to name you a Lions player on defense. 95%
Well, you
of
got
Lions
Alex
fans.
Anzalone now, and you got Charles Harris.
No, not you. I'm just saying in general. And with these guys, this is who Aaron Glenn is winning with.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn's defense has held 6 opponents to less than 20 points. You've got to win that football game in the NFL if you hold your team to under 20 points. And the quarterbacks that he's done it to, by the way, you ever heard of a guy named Lamar Jackson?
Didn't he win MVP?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You ever heard of a guy named Baker Mayfield?
He was number 1 overall.
Justin Fields, Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah, that guy's he's pretty good, right?
These are the quarterbacks that he's done that to, and I just think this guy is very special. Give him a couple of more players.
Yeah.
Add a starter or 2 in the draft and free agency. And man, oh man, you might have something here with the Detroit Lions next season.
You know what I like? is, so the players that are on the team currently right now, they have been through spring training, they have been through OTAs, they have been through minicamp, they have been through training camp, they've been through a terrible 11 games, and now they're won a couple, etc. They have built an identity and a chemistry together, and the reason why I like this, Maz, is because the players that they draft now, and Brad Holmes, those guys get into Allen Park. The guys that are on his team now, it's going to be conversations. Like those guys, whether it's Aiden or it's Thibodeau or it's whoever, they're going to have to come and buy in to what these players have started this year. Whenever they go into free agency and they're interviewing players, the first thing they're going to have to tell those players that they're interviewing is, hey, look, we really appreciate your talent. You know, we think you might can do good things. But the first thing is you got to know, we do things a certain way around here. That's what I wanted to see towards the end of the year in December. And that's what they're showing you. The guys that come here, whether they're drafted or they're free agents, they're going to have to buy in to what Dan Campbell and these teams are doing.
And guess what? Next year you'll have a new, probably young OC, offensive coordinator, and this staff is going to be coaching these kids up in the Senior Bowl. These kids are going to be looking at this Lions staff. They're going to be, man, I'd love to play for this
That's
Lions
exactly
staff.
right.
Yeah. All right, so good things ahead here, man.
If you're a free agent defensive player, you're telling me you wouldn't want to play for Aaron freaking Glenn and Dan Campbell?
I would want to play for this defense because they're physical. They hit you in the mouth, and that's what defense is about.
Making an imprint. There's no doubt about that. Guys, I want to get to some NFL football tonight. You got 2 Monday Night Football games, a Monday late afternoon game, I guess.
The game comes on in like 2.5 hours.
A 6-point swing in this game, too. They moved it back for COVID, and COVID ain't helping the Cleveland Browns. We'll get to that. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network. The bottom line.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
The pros know. Go! Listen Monday through Friday for Big D Energy Live on the Woodward Sports Network with Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty, former Lion Joik Bell, and the silky voice of Neil Rule.
Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. I want to thank everybody on YouTube watching right now. Phenomenal numbers on YouTube, and I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to find us here at Woodward Sports Network. We believe we are building something special here at the network, and we can't do it without you. Without you, we're just sitting up here talking to ourselves. So we certainly appreciate it, and hopefully we're providing some content that you guys seek. So thank you so much. Just wanted to take a minute and thank everybody watching on YouTube.
When I was at the games yesterday, I went to the Lions game, I went to the Pistons game. People were coming up, we were taking pictures, we were having a good old time. I saw Juwan Howard, man, shout out to Juwan Howard.
Yeah.
I saw Jalen was at the game, I saw a bunch, so it was fun.
Tom Izzo was there.
There you go, look at Earl Curitan. It should have been a better picture.
What Juwan have to say?
Oh man, Juwan loves what we're doing. I said, hey, brother, he said, I'm there. So he wants to come on the show as well.
Nice.
But everybody was talking about Woodward Sports. It was very surreal because it was like Michigan football took a back seat for a second with me. Usually when people see me, especially now that Michigan's balling, it's all about Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
It was a back seat. Like, everybody was like, man, I love what you and Ermanni and Maz, I love what you guys are doing. I love how you get into it with the guy with the Michigan State that's in the booth. I was like, oh, you talking about Alex. Like, they love what we're doing. We are presenting something that it didn't exist. And we're only getting better, man. We're learning by trial. So I love it, and thank you for everybody that reached out to me and said we were doing a good job.
I was at the mall the other day, had my hands full. Some guy comes running out from a Foot Locker. He's like, Maz, I love you guys on TV. TV.
Yeah, right.
YouTube. I love you guys. You guys keep doing what you're doing. And yesterday at the game, again, a bunch of kids, young people, 20, 30-year-olds, kids to me. Love Woodward Sports.
38.
It's awesome.
You know, it means something to us as well because, like I said, you know, this is you got to take that one extra step in order to listen to us, right? So many times that one extra step, and you guys are finding us, and again, hopefully you like what you see because we're certainly having a really, really good time doing it, but we can't do it without you. I do want to make mention again, this is our new shirt, the Nutcracker. And you can find this at woodwardsports.com if you're a Michigan fan. Good last-minute gift idea as well as we head to the Why is this December 31st, by the way? I hate that. But
it's awful.
It is what it is. But the Orange Bowl, we are there. Orange Bowl game against Georgia. Monday Night Football tonight, they postponed it a couple of days in hopes that the Cleveland Browns would get some guys back.
Nope.
Hey, let me just... Kevin Stefanski, head coach.
I'm texting the sponsor, by the way.
You got it. Out. Baker Mayfield, out. Case Keenum, out. Jarvis Landry's out.
Kareem
Hunt, out. Everybody
out.
For the Cleveland Browns, out. This one opened up at -3 of the Browns. It is now -3 for the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's
it is
good
a
for somebody.
6-point turnaround.
I'm happy because Mark Davis, he got the short end of the stick because the Raiders did nothing wrong. They were ready to play on Sunday, and he was pissed that they moved this game to begin with. I'm glad they at least moved it only one day, not the 2 days, 3 days that they actually it was supposed to be played on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was moved a couple of days, but Mark Davis, that's what he had to say.
You know what? Nonetheless, whether the Raiders have to play this game today and win it without those guys or not, it's still a competitive disadvantage because they have to play the Broncos now Saturday.
Yeah,
they play today.
A quick turnaround, man.
They play today and then Sunday. So
still quick.
Still quick. I mean, they would have gotten a nice break, 7 days in between games, but now they got to sit there and play 6 days from today. 2 games in 6 days.
They should have already had a couple of days off, chilling out already and getting ready for the next game. Maybe some holiday shopping with the family. You get a little time. Now they've been put off, and their travel plans coming from one coast to the next. It's a lot.
The NFL did relax their COVID policies as well, and in my opinion, kudos to the NFL for doing that, recognizing that there is something that was a 2020 problem to a 2021 problem now, and it was a 2020 solution to a 2021 problem. The revised NFLPA COVID-19 protocols will end regular weekly testing of asymptomatic, fully vaccinated individuals. A major shift amidst the emergence of the Omicron variant and over 150 mostly asymptomatic players testing positive this past week. So you've got 150 players that have no symptoms, mostly asymptomatic, that are testing positive, that are like, what? And by the way, they're testing positive, can't play, no symptoms. Marquise Brown throwing up all week, has the flu for the Ravens, and he's out there playing last night. What sense does that make?
None.
So kudos to the NFL for adjusting this, and Steve Eiserman referenced it as well because the Red Wings are shut down now through the Christmas holiday, and he's like, why are we testing? I think ultimately maybe, you've got Canada involved here too.
Oh, man.
So maybe not.
We have that cut if you'd like to play it.
You know what? If you've got that, Alex, feel free.
Mix it all together.
NHL.
Yes.
I don't know what the right thing is. At the end of the day, I think, now I'm getting political, but at the end of the day, our players are testing positive with very little symptoms, if any symptoms at all. I don't see it as a threat to their health at this point. So I think you might take it a step further and question, why are we even testing for guys that have no symptoms? The players, I think ultimately they want to play. I don't think, and you probably need to ask them that. Guys I've talked to, nobody really has none of the players have come to us and said, hey, we should shut this down. If they feel that way, they haven't expressed that to us. I think our players have been very positive in that, just tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. They've been acceptive of the protocols, whether they like them or not is irrelevant, but they've been willing to do them. Ultimately, I think they just want to play and get through this to the best for all. Nobody wants anybody to get violently ill or deathly ill, anything like that. Guys are willing to do their part. But right now, I guess my perception is they'll do what they have to do. They want to play and get through it.
So that's Steve Yzerman talking about what he believes the NHL should do. I mean, his guys are sitting there asymptomatic. They're all out. The NHL has not decided to go the way of the NFL. Maybe they will. But again, you look at the NFL, they're like, well, we're coming up on our playoff season here.
It's almost that time. It's money time.
It's basically a don't ask, don't tell situation.
It's money time. Like, and we talked about this last week, and we said, you know what, in 2 weeks they will change the policies. Well, it happened in about 6-7 days.
Right.
But it's money time. It's playoffs coming up. It's Super Bowl coming up. You don't want to have the Green Bay Packers playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Championship, and then, oh, by the way, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers can't play because they're asymptomatic in the COVID. I was very I don't want to say nervous, but I just didn't know necessarily how to approach the conversation that we were having last week in terms of asymptomatic. What do we do? What should they do in the NFL? I danced around. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But
it's a very tricky thing to talk about. Trust me.
But I'm confident now. These individuals are healthy as hell. They are vaccinated. They are asymptomatic. They are fine. Let these individuals play. It's sport. We will be good. Asymptomatic players, I love what they're doing because they should play, because legitimately you'll see guy not play mass on Sunday because he's in the health and safety protocol, and then he's practicing on Tuesday.
I'm wondering how many of these Brown players are actually sick. How many are actually sick, or how many just can't pass a test? And I just don't know. I don't know where to go with this, man, because this is something we're going to have to live with. Let's face it. Is this not something that's going to be new in our lives, that we're going to have to live with this?
Here you go. And look at it. Don't, if you could, don't look at it in a big picture world view sense, even a countrywide sense. Look at it as an individual entity. Look at the NHL, for instance, okay? If we know, and this isn't epidemiologist Ryan Ermanni speaking, this is what, if we know that if you are vaccinated and if you are healthy, this virus doesn't really make you that ill, right? We know that. Is that fair to say?
I think so.
If you are healthy, if you are vaccinated,
for the most part, right?
For the most part, this virus does not affect you. The NHL players and everybody around the NHL have a 99% vaccination rate.
It's one person.
99% vaccination rate. What are they doing? What are they doing sitting at home right now?
You know what? They're probably going to cancel the Olympics. As far as NHL players go,
they should for many other reasons.
Probably not going to go.
But they should for many other reasons.
Understood.
I agree with you 100%.
But COVID probably shouldn't be one of them. But either way, my goodness, what's going on in the NHL and in the NFL? Look, they've got 90+% vaccination rate. I mean, 90 friggin' percent. Like, what are we doing sitting at home here, guys? So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where to go with that. But
each league's different. NBA hasn't gotten up to that yet.
No.
We could talk about the NBA coming up as well. Kyrie Irving could be back with the Nets here in part-time basis.
He's back now.
Yeah, but now he's got a COVID protocol.
Right. Now, I did see him and actually Kevin Garnett as well. I mean, Kevin Garnett, KD. The thing I was going to say about, I had a good point, Matt.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's a Monday. It's
a Monday.
Brain fog. Brain fog. We're talking about COVID. Brain fog is a...
it was a really good.
If you think about it, we're going there.
It's coming back.
If you think about it, we're going there. Also, want to get into Antonio Brown.
I remember now.
You got it?
I do.
You want to?
Yeah, no, it's fine. What I was gonna say is with the NHL, you guys are a league that people forgot about. Like, you guys after '94, like, you guys were shot for a long time, and it took a while for you guys to be able to build your fan base back up. Don't blow it. Like, don't blow it again. Like, pay attention to the NFL. You guys are starting to build it up. TNT, you're on ESPN now. You're getting your fan base back. Don't mess it up.
There's no Canadian teams in the NFL, though.
The NFL
How
is
many
pretty
Canadian
much...
teams are there in hockey?
6.
6.
NFL is don't ask, don't tell. I want to get into the Antonio Brown because something that happened last night with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were like, AB, you're coming back. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. I don't care.
Okay, you thirsty little little spin goblin. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here for Woodward Sports Network. The bottom line, I am an individual that loves heat when it's cold outside. I love the AC when it is hot outside. And guess what? It is always East Central. That means there's always room for somebody to go out there and make it happen in the HVAC department. Northwestern Tech, please visit them and let them know. Actually, let NorthwesternTech.edu tell you how to make $77,000 out the gate. Get a career. Essential always. NorthwesternTech.edu. Think about Northwestern University.
Feels like that, no doubt about it. All right, hey guys, last night I want to get into this. I don't know if you were paying attention to the Sunday night football game between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but Tampa just got blitzed by...
The defense only gave up 9 points, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. I've never seen Tom Brady look as bad as Tom Brady looked last night. The first time he's been shut out in 15 years.
He had no help.
Zero help. Chris Godwin went out with an injury. Mike Evans went out with an injury. Leonard Fournette went out with an injury. And Tom Brady looked lost. In fact, watching that game, I thought to myself, I feel like this is what Tom Brady would look like if he was the quarterback of the Lions. You know,
sounds about right.
Sacked 4 times on third down, 2 turnovers on third down, nobody to throw to, guys dropping passes.
Did you see what he did with his Microsoft Surface at the end of the game? He tossed that thing. He broke that damn thing.
You know, but yeah, it just looked bad. And Godwin has an MCL strain.
Yeah, he's done.
No word on Fournette or Evans.
Hamstring. And
how do you get a hamstring this late in the season, by the way?
Because it's cold outside and guys don't stretch before they go on there. You said what?
It was in Tampa.
Like, when you don't get in the game, like if you get out of rhythm for a second, if they're really getting it going on the offensive side, you're just kind of sitting there and you're not riding the bike or you're not warming up on the sideline, you will go out there and pull a hamstring. The interesting thing is, I don't think he would be that bad if he played for the Detroit Lions. I think he would know what he was coming into game by game, so he would be better. But he did look miserable.
Yeah.
It looked really miserable. Chris Godwin goes out. Chris Godwin is the second leading receiver in the NFL in terms of catches, in terms of receptions. He looked bad. And it's one of those things where you look at Aaron Rodgers and what they got going on in Green Bay, you're like, you can't bring that weak sauce against Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. Like, you got the Rams who just beat the Cardinals, and it looks like they're getting something going. Like, you can't take that to SoFi Stadium. Dallas Cowboys, you can't take that to Jerry's World. I don't know what they're gonna do on offense, but he's miserable right now.
I'll tell you this: did you see him go at the end of the game?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was Dennis Allen or
that
an
was
assistant.
Dennis Allen.
He told him to go bleep himself. Basically.
I wonder what the bad blood is there.
I don't know, but Dennis Allen pitched the shutout for Sean Payton. Sean Payton was out with COVID, so Dennis Allen coached that team. And they get the shutout, man.
26 of
over there to tell him that. By the way,
26 of 48 for 214 yards and 1 interception. You know, and a fumble, by the way. So Tom Brady lost it twice. I will tell you. So Bruce Arians said today that Antonio Brown will rejoin this team to play next week, and there's no question about it. I mean, vaccine card, fake vaccine card, whatever the case may be. Here's a tweet from Adam Schefter. Bucs head coach Bruce Arians on the decision to bring back wide receiver Antonio Brown and safety Mike Edwards after they misrepresented their vaccine status. Here's the quote. "Yeah, it's in the best interest of our football team. Both of the guys have served their time, and we welcome them back," end quote. This is football. You're paid to win the game. And when you see last night's guys out there, I mean, no offense to Scotty Miller, I don't even know who that running back was. Never heard of him in my life. But once Fournette went out and Giovanni Bernard was already out, they had to use this kid who's dropping passes.
Right to him.
Right in the hand.
Right in the hand. Right in the bread basket.
Right in the bread basket. It was like a lob. Wide open, and he drops the pass.
Brady just shaking his head.
Yeah, he did. And Tom Brady, he plays on trust. He don't trust Scotty Miller running routes. He don't trust, insert. I didn't even. Who's number one on that team? Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson.
I mean,
gotta get Cameron Brate involved, I guess.
Seriously, and Cameron Brate was involved last night.
They took Gronk out of that game as well.
I mean, you take Gronk right out of the game. He made a couple of really good catches, but outside of that, I mean, you got one guy to guard. You're going to guard him.
In the NFL, your job is to win by any means necessary. Ask Bill Belichick about that. By any means necessary. And when you look at Bruce Arians, you look at this Tampa Bay team, they're struggling. Like AB was an individual that scored 2 touchdowns in the postseason last year. AB is an individual that Tom Brady trusts. Because when Tom throws the ball to AB, when AB runs those routes in the slot, it reminds him of Terrell Brown. Mm-hmm. It reminds him of Edelman. It reminds him of Welker. It reminds him, insert Tom Brady's back 20 years worth of receivers. So now that they get him back and they have Rob, those are the 2 individuals that he has the most confidence in, and it gets the rhythm going, and then everybody else is able to have success. Having AB back, he's going to have a much better game next week. It's going to have a sense of familiarity and confidence.
Biggest loss is Fournette, because Fournette was coming into his own this year.
He was like James White for Tom Brady, but
10 times better.
I was just about to say, but on steroids.
Yeah,
like legitimate. That one's gonna hurt. That one's really gonna hurt.
I love watching the Packers. Can I just say that again? My Sunday afternoons, if the Packers are a 4:00 game, I thoroughly watched the game with a broad smile on my face. He tied Brett Favre yesterday, Aaron Rodgers. Threw 2 poor passes at the end of the game. Could have locked that game up. Could have broke the tie with Favre. Could have locked that game up. By the way, I like the Ravens as well. That kid
Huntley,
kid Tyler Huntley. Hey. He's going to play for somebody next year. Put your hand down, Alex. He's going to play for somebody next year. He's auditioning this year. He's a good quarterback.
Not only did he do that, though, Braylon, he led this team on a game-winning drive with under a minute to go at Chicago, by the way, earlier this year.
Terrific.
And that he could have won that game yesterday.
So what I was going to ask you is, Lamar Jackson hasn't been paid yet. And Lamar Jackson is having a very tough year. Now, it's not all his fault. Like, they put a lot on him, a lot of people out, etc. You know where I'm going with this.
I do. I don't know if they're going to pay him.
You know where I'm going with this.
I don't know if they're going to pay him.
Do you keep Huntley? Do you see what you can get for Jackson and keep Huntley?
Wow.
That's a great question.
And I'm not saying that I'm asking this like this is what I would do. I'm just saying, like,
I almost think it's a no-brainer just to pay Lamar Jackson and beat it, because
he's earned it.
What are you trying to do as a franchise? Find the next Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. They changed their whole team for him.
You have Lamar Jackson.
Huntley's the next Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, well, I mean,
where'd that kid come from?
But what? Okay, so let me this hypotheticals right now. Let's say you keep Huntley. Let's say Huntley, you believe in Huntley. Let's say somebody gives you 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder for Lamar Jackson, and you have Huntley. Is that something you entertain, or do you say, what are we thinking about? This is blasphemous.
If you lose your first playoff game this year,
that's a good question.
I do think you have to consider it.
I agree.
Because $40 million a year is a lot of money to pay some. It's a lot of money to pay one player. It's a lot of money to pay one player in the NFL.
Look what happened when Russell got paid.
It's a lot of money to pay one player.
Ever since.
Look at quite frankly, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, they have found a way to keep Kelsey and Melvin Ingram, and they found a way to keep Tyreek Hill and all these. How long can that happen? How long can they go with that?
They want to win a Super Bowl, another Super Bowl. Then they're fine with it. They paid off everything. If they get one more Super Bowl, everything is paid off.
I think if you win one Super Bowl, everything's paid off.
But I think also too, when you look at Tyreek Hill and you look at a Travis Kelce in terms of trying to keep them under contract as you're paying $2 billion to Mahomes, it's not necessarily that hard to convince them to stay. You know why? If I'm Tyreek Hill and I'm like, all right, dang, I can get paid. If I go somewhere else, I can get paid. What if I went to the Lions? They would give me $30 million.
That's what a lot of people have done though in the past. Come here for a payday.
So you're asking yourself, where can I go? How much is the money? This is what they're talking. But then you're also looking like, I can't leave Mahomes. And that's what Travis Kelce and Tyreek are like. I don't want to leave Mahomes. Like, he's too good at what he does. You know what? If I have to take a couple million off the top to stay with Mahomes, you know what? So be it.
How many quarterbacks, good ones, are going to be available next year, perhaps?
Derek Carr, Russell Wilson,
Deshaun Watson.
I don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to be available.
Maybe Lamar Jackson. I mean, Russell Wilson
still stays in Houston.
No, I just there's that criminal.
Like the nine.
They came after.
I think that's going to be settled. I really truly believe
it. And if it is, he will be elsewhere. But you mentioned if Kansas City wins another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They keep in mind they won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
Seattle won a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson on a rookie contract. So is that the gateway? Seattle didn't win a Super Bowl since they paid Russell Wilson. And I know it's only been a year and a half, but the Chiefs haven't won a Super Bowl since they paid Patrick Mahomes.
To your point.
So
to your point, the Seahawks almost won 2 Super Bowls with Russell on a rookie contract.
Yeah, no doubt. I just think that's worth keeping in mind before you pay somebody $40 million a year. I think it's worth bringing up.
Who's your MVP? I'd love to hear it coming back.
I'll tell you why the MVP of the league is Brett Favre, and I'll give you
Brett Favre.
What you been smoking over there, buddy? Jonathan Taylor,
Ermanni and Edwards.
Oh my God. We need a cannabis.
Favre.
2:30 comes early, baby.
Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network.
Get back to your car and take a nap.
I might join you.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
We're a simple species, fellas. That's right. We're men. And what do men like? They like football. They like things with relative ease. And we, like many other things,
lazy
relatively easy.
Yeah. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
One of the reasons why we like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Very easy. All you got to do, you walk through those doors, you walk in, you sign in, you sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee. Baby, ooh-wee. That's right. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week, open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Brett Favre is not the MVP of the league.
He was.
But it should be Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I think last night was a... Just hear me out for a second, okay?
Tom lost it. He's out for you.
He did not lose it, but I do think it was something to see what happens when you take, and I hate the word weapons, but when you...
They're weapons, though.
They're weapons. When you take out...
Your 4 best players.
When you take out your 3 best players outside of... So you had Gronk, but... Evans is out. Godwin is out. And by the way, they have updated Godwin's injury from a sprained MCL. It is a torn ACL.
I had one of those.
Bad injury for Chris Godwin. So
Fournette's out.
He fell on his neck, too, in that same play. That was a horrible play.
So, again, guys, Antonio Brown out, Chris Godwin out, Mike Evans out, Leonard Fournette out. So 4 of your 5 weapons were out. Tom Brady, 26 of 48. No touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. And then you look at what Aaron Rodgers did. And I go back to that game against the Arizona Cardinals, okay?
Thursday Night Football. A couple months ago.
They were missing everybody. Aaron Rodgers, Robert Tonyan, Juwan Winfrey, Josiah DeGara, Randall Cobb, Equinemius St. Brown, Amani Rodgers, and Mercedes Lewis. Aaron Jones out of the backfield. Those were players that caught passes, saw targets, and caught passes.
I think Randall
in that
Cobb had
game.
2 touchdowns that game.
And Tunyon went out that game as well. They lost him for the year. That game.
But and they went and beat the Arizona Cardinals.
But the difference in that, Ryan, is this, and it's a very good point. Like, I agree with you in terms of Aaron Rodgers being MVP, or I think he's right there. I think Tom had a bad game, whatever. But I think they're still right there. Watch out for Patrick Mahomes and Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor's one. Yeah.
So, but Aaron Rodgers practiced that whole week going to the game knowing he didn't have anybody. So they were able to get chemistry. They were able to understand, hey, these are the routes we're going to run. These are the concepts we're going to. So they got a little bit of rhythm, if you will, going into that game. When you lose everybody in the game, you don't have a recipe for that. You don't have a strategy for that. When you lose Mike Evans and Godwin and Leonard Fournette, and you don't have Antonio Brown, and Gronk doesn't play the rest of the game, you don't have a recipe for that to just on the spot. Hey, you, what's your name? John Smith? All right, we'll do that. It's tough to play in situations like that where in game 5 of your studs go down. And now you're like, well, I have to adjust on the fly. Aaron Rodgers went into that game and went into that week knowing he was undermanned.
It's a great point, Braylon.
But to your point, he still did it, though. He still did it.
Listen, we talked about it a few weeks ago. We laughed, as a matter of fact, because on the Pat McAfee show, they had Aaron Rodgers. They always have him once a week. And McAfee laughed. He's like, you're never going to be able to win the MVP anymore. And Aaron Rodgers laughed. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. Because of the whole fibbing, I guess, or not telling the complete truth about him being vaccinated. Because you got to get voted on, right, for all these awards, and he's probably not the most beloved guy in the NFL. But just going back to my football love, and I love nothing more than the NFL. Nothing. I love the NFL.
I think we can both attest to that.
I just want to tell you, there's not a guy I want to watch more than the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. There's not a team I want to watch more than them. I love watching that team play.
I love the 425 Packer game myself. It's
phenomenal.
It's a very special
and they're playing on Christmas Day. I can't wait
very special
to watch that game.
To your point, in terms of what Aaron Rodgers said in that interview, and he said, you know what, you're probably right. I learned this from Ryan, my Ryan. What's up?
Hey, Red.
I thought I was your Ryan.
She'll kill you.
She's all right.
But what I was going to say is, I learned this from her. She said, when you have nothing to lose, when you don't have anything to lose, you're at a point where you have everything you need, you have what you want, you have what you feel, you have that confidence, and you're like, you know what, I don't have anything to lose.
But be me.
You start playing better. You start working harder. Things just start to come natural. Aaron Rodgers is out there playing like a man. He's like, you know what? Maybe I'm in Green Bay. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I can't win the MVP. The hell with them.
Maybe I'll win another one. Maybe I won't.
Exactly. Yep. He's playing with that mindset. And it shows. He is having an amazing season. And it's not necessarily the stats that are amazing about it. It just looks effortless.
Yeah.
It looks effortless, the things that he's doing on that field, man. He's my MVP.
The one thing about it that I hate, and I do believe if I had to vote today, and I do not vote for NFL MVP, but if I did, I would vote for Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. But I hate that it's become just a quarterback award. At what point did Heisman's and
you could vote for Micah Parsons?
You could, but I think Jonathan Taylor has meant every bit as much to his team, and by the definition of the rule, most valuable player. But then again, you took Aaron Rodgers out of that one game. Who's Jordan Love?
Yeah.
Oh,
they lost that game.
Yeah.
They lost close though.
I just talked myself out of voting for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I just talked myself out of voting for Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
you take him off that team though, like Zach. If you take him off that team, Frank Reich isn't going to be able to
jam it down
run the offense with Carson Wentz that way, because he's not going to be able to depend on Carson.
They got good backs though.
No.
Not him.
Yeah, thank you. I was
not
about to
him.
say,
They're little pass-catching backs. They don't ram it down your throat like Jonathan Taylor does.
Don't forget that Jonathan Taylor had 6,000 yards in 3 seasons in college. He knows how to do it.
But the NFL is all about the quarterback position. Did you see the roughing the passer penalty that Aaron Rodgers took yesterday? I mean, when you see calls like that, you know how geared towards offense and geared toward the quarterback that this league has become.
Bro, look what happened to us in the game years ago in that Thursday night game. The fake roughing the penalty, the face mask.
Sure, I guess
they're always protecting them. That's what they do.
I guess my point in saying all of this is that the MVP most likely and always will go to the quarterback because of how they treat the position as a league, right? I mean, the league babies these quarterbacks. There was the guy pushed Aaron Rodgers yesterday, and it wasn't like a push; it was like a tap.
Right.
And they got flagged for 15.
Yeah,
and it was ridiculous.
At the end of the day, I played in the NFL. I played in that league, and they do. Some years ago, they do baby the quarterbacks in the NFL, but at the same time, like the quarterbacks don't lift weights like we do. They don't lift weights like Aaron Donald. They're not lifting weights like TJ Lane. Shout out to my boy TJ Lane. They don't lift weights like us. They don't lift like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence in that. They're not tough guys like that. Now, they're tough in terms of men. But in terms of football players, they're not tough. You don't want a Joe Theismann. You don't want injuries and things to happen like that. They protect them because they're supposed to and they need to. Because if you play in a game and Aaron Rodgers gets knocked out on some foolishness, there's going to be a lot of sponsors mad as hell. If you play in a game and you knock Tom Brady out in the NFC Championship on something that you could have prevented, like the rules they have in place now, you're going to be dumbfounded. You know what I'm saying? That you allow that to happen. That's why they protect them. Sometimes a little too much. But at the end of the day, they're not Aaron Donald. They're not insert Penei Sewell or any other big guy here. So you got to protect them a little bit.
I'll tell you, Taysom Hill, as far as quarterbacks go, I don't think he's very good. I don't know how they pay him all that money.
Good at all.
He's a good athlete. I don't think you pay him like he did. But looking at how quarterbacks don't lift weights, I think
faster Sam Howell.
That guy can lift weights, man. That guy's built. I saw him yesterday. I'm like, man, look at this guy.
Yeah, for every two quarterbacks, because Jalen Hurts is extremely strong. I remember Jalen Hurts. I think he squatted 625 when he was at Oklahoma. They had it on. It went viral. The video.
Wow.
He squatted 625. For every Taysom Hill and Jalen Hurts, you got a Jared Goff.
Sure.
You got a Matt Glennon. You got
Zach Wilson.
Exactly.
He looks like a little kid. He looks like Fish.
Yeah, he looks
Zach
like
Wilson.
he graduated high school the other day.
Guys, I think we can revisit this again tomorrow, or actually on Wednesday after the Rams play. But after this weekend's worth of games, if I told you about the Green Bay Packers, the Tampa Bay Bucks, Dallas, Arizona, and the Rams, of those 5 teams, would it be Green Bay and everybody else? Where do the Rams fit in this?
They don't.
Are the Arizona Cardinals done now? I mean, do you give? So I want to ask you about the 5 best teams that we believe in the NFC. Is this up to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? Is the NFC theirs and theirs to lose? I want to ask you that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey gang, I want to tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. They're located on Michigan Avenue in the great city of Dearborn. Hey, do you want to buy a car? You might want to get on in. Order one. If they don't have one, you got to get your orders in. You got to get them in real soon. Maz, you got your mic on. You're ready to say something.
I'm ready to say, maybe you ask for Devin Taylor. Talk Lions with Devin Taylor.
How about Devin Taylor is working there, former Detroit Lion. You can buy a car, whether it's new or on their pre-owned lot, any make or any model, they can get it for you. Also, if you don't want to buy a car, maybe you want to sell them your car, you want to walk out that door with thousands, that's right. Doesn't matter whether you lease the car or own the car. Les Stanford is your authorized lease return center. Maybe you got a lease and you're coming up on your miles, don't want to go over. That's right, Les Stanford, your authorized lease return center. Just look them up online, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com, or call them today, 313-565-6000, 313-565-6000. Les Stanford Chevrolet, find new roads.
I do want to say something about the New Orleans Saints. I don't think they're very good, but they're pretty. That defense you guys were talking about all year.
Yep.
Here, look what they shut down. Who did they beat week 1? My Packers.
Aaron Rodgers.
And who did they beat yesterday?
Tom Brady.
The two best teams in the NFC, to me, are the Buccaneers and Packers. And who beat them both? The New Orleans Saints. If they get any kind of offense, they're still in this thing quietly, and you don't want to play them in the playoffs.
I just want to know what is the temperature and why is it so with Michael Thomas and the New Orleans Saints?
What's the deal there?
That
fell apart.
Like, that's the question I want to know, because you talk about if they had any offense,
Yeah.
they got offense.
Yeah.
They got the guy that has the most catches in NFL history in one season.
And
like,
Kamara, too.
Where is he?
He's there. He's with the Saints, but like
he's hurt. Quote unquote.
He basically was cleared, let's say, a month and a half ago. But then he went back into, now there's something else going on, et cetera, et cetera. It's one of these very tricky situations where, if you have noticed, no one's talking about it. So whatever is going on down there in the Big Easy, they're very quiet. They hate him and he hates them. So it's going to be interesting to see, because you talk about offense, Mike Thomas will be great in the system.
Wow.
You mean to tell me he couldn't help Taysom Hill?
Can you imagine? That's trouble. That team is trouble, man, if they get in. The Packers don't want to see him, and neither do the Bucs.
Man, I'll tell you, and again, I don't want to say I told you so, but if this team has Jameis Winston at quarterback,
you could be right.
I'm serious. They're up there in the conversation because of that defense.
You could be right, right?
They're up there because of that defense.
I watched that Seattle game that he played in before he got.
He's gonna have a stinker.
Yeah, it's true. But look at Tom Brady. To your point, Tom Brady had a stinker.
It would have been great to see him 1 year with Sean Payton like that. Really,
like a full year.
Yeah, it would have been great to see him.
You know what? You're actually right. Let me back up off my comment, because Sean Payton didn't allow him like the full reins. He was inching him in, and right when he was about to give him more, he does get hurt against the Seattle Seahawks. So you know what, Raz? You're right. I back up.
And that's another quarterback now you could put on the list for next year.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Jameis is going to be in New Orleans next year. You know, I really do.
Could be right.
I do want to talk.
But they paid Taysom Hill, and he's coming off an injury. Talking about Jameis Winston, it's a situation where you're like, do you want to bring him back off injury? We've paid Taysom Hill, and we don't believe in Taysom Hill.
How the heck did they pay him?
Twice.
Why you pay him? What did you see? What am I missing?
Taysom Hill has some pictures on Sean Payton that he doesn't want released.
And by the way, if you're Taysom Hill as well, I mean, that dude takes some shots. I mean, he puts his head down and runs like a running back.
He sure does.
He takes
I told
shots,
you, he's a
man.
workout warrior, that guy. I looked at him as that's a big guy.
That stuff is it's very tough now when he's 27. He's 28. It's very endearing to the team. The linemen, they see you run guys over. They fall in love with you. The defense, they're watching on the sideline. They're watching Taysom Hill truck guys and run guys, and it's taking 5, 6, 7 guys to tackle you. It all is cute at 26, 27, 25. Trust me. I used to do the same thing at wide receiver. Try to be the big wide receiver, stand up, have a bunch of people tackle me. That's you know what? That hurts later on in life. He needs to start getting his butt down, because it's going to start hurting.
Yeah.
By the way, what would it take to get Michael Thomas here next year?
You don't want to pay. You don't have to pay a wide receiver right now.
Yeah.
I mean, paying a wide receiver like that is. I mean,
he's got the year off.
I don't mind paying a wide receiver. He's not a wide receiver I would pay. I've never been a fan, and this has nothing to do with him going to Ohio State. I just never saw the big deal in him. He's a very good slant route runner. I will give him that. He had really good hands on slant route. He does nothing special for me. So if I'm gonna spend some cash, I got to go after Devontae Adams. I mean, obviously he's locked in, but I got to go after Devontae Adams.
I think him and Aaron are going to be together. No matter where, I think they'll be together.
Look, I'm not spending cash on a guy that that I perceive him to quit on his team right now, too.
I would say you're on something.
Is that a fair assessment?
I'd rather have one of the new Ohio State running wide receivers.
Right, you got 3 of them to choose from.
3 of them. I'll take any of them.
You got 3 of them to choose from. Braylon, I want to ask you, after this week's set of games, is it Green Bay and everybody else in the NFC now, or do you toss out that game with Tampa? Are you looking for the Rams? Does the Rams win over the Arizona Cardinals?
Okay.
How's that look now?
So here's my thought process. Green Bay is definitely at the top of the list now. Like, we're going to put them at the top. I think with the Tampa Bay game yesterday, you throw it out kind of.
You do throw it out.
You throw it out kind of, though. Like, not fully, where it's to the point where Yes, a lot of people went down, a lot of injuries. Hey, you know what, Tom, you'll be able to get back. But they've struggled in spots this season all year. They've been iffy. They've had other moments this season where you're like, man, I don't look like the same team that won the Super Bowl last year. So I say you kind of throw it out. The Rams, I don't trust the Rams. I don't care that they beat the Cardinals. I don't. I don't trust Matthew Stafford. I don't trust the offense that they have. I don't trust the fact that they don't have Robert Woods.
They can't run either.
Robert Woods was a major part of what they do, and they don't have a running game. I don't trust them. The Cardinals, I still like the Cardinals, and I think people need to stay with the Cardinals. Look what happened.
I think the Cardinals are done.
No, they're not. Look what happened with the Cardinals. They lose to a desperate Rams team that had to win that game. And don't act like they're some slappy. They're a good team.
They lost their best receiver, Bray.
But that's what I was about to say. So they lose on Monday. Have a quick turnaround. They have to fly 4.5 hours, change time zones to play against the Detroit Lions. They didn't want to play this game against the Detroit Lions. They were like, we got this. They got smacked. It was a short turnaround. They don't have D-Hop, and they realized, oh, you know what? Dang, we need D-Hop more than we thought we did. Now they get a chance to go back and recreate the offense and change it. They still have Kyler Murray, who's a darn good player. They're still going to be okay. Don't fall off them yet.
They need Fitzgerald.
Hey, it's perfect
somebody,
timing.
right? I mean, they got to get somehow. Look, Christian Kirk yesterday dropped a couple of passes. I'm high on Christian Kirk too.
There you go.
You can't drop passes. That's one of the most frustrating things for a fan and a quarterback, I'm sure, to see a receiver drop a pass that puts you behind the chains or keeps you out of the end zone.
You know what's frustrating for me is when quarterbacks throw the ball 19,000 feet in the air, and then because they're on TV, they do this.
Right.
And then now when fans watch on TV, they're like, oh, see, the quarterback, it's the receiver's fault. No, it's not. That he did that on purpose. But, yeah, you can't drop passes, especially on the road in games like that. Like, you really needed that game yesterday. It was an NFC win. It was a staple game so you can get back to Arizona, relax a little bit, and get back in rhythm. They need that game, and they just were off. They were off all game.
Go back to that Packers-Ravens game. And, again, it goes down to the end. Ravens come back, 2 late touchdowns. Tyler Huntley leads them down the field. And they go for 2 again. You know, and I liked it. I like John Harbaugh a ton. I do not fault him. The other day, we were all over Brandon Staley.
Yeah.
3 times inside the red zone, twice inside the 5-yard line. He eschewed field goals. Did not go for it. They lose in overtime. The week before that, the Bills went for the tie against the Buccaneers instead of going for the kill. They give Brady the ball back, ball game.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a problem with John Harbaugh 2 times now? If they win that game yesterday, they are 85% chance to make the playoffs.
I saw that.
They are 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
I had no problem with it. I love his guts. I like that Ravens team. I like the way John Harbaugh coaches. Do you guys have a problem with it?
I mean, we've been talking about this now for about the past, 2 weeks, talking about analytics, how analytics kind of like crossed over, figuring it out. What I like about Brandon Staley is the fact that he legitimately has doubled down, tripled down, and quadrupled down on his thoughts and his process and what he wants to do. And he almost has me being a believer. It's always going to be a tricky subject because it's one of the things, if it works, you look good. You look intelligent. I remember the New England Patriots were playing against the Indianapolis Colts. This had to be around like 2003 or 4. Remember when they went for it on 4th down? And I think they were in their own territory. Like they were on like their 19. And Bill Belichick went for it on 4th down. He threw the pass to Kevin Falk. Kevin Falk got stopped. They didn't get it, and everybody was like, "That was a terrible call. It was awful." If they would have got that play, it would have been a great call. It's gonna be, if it works, it's good. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I just don't agree with Brandon Staley in the situations that he did it, because they could have won that game easily.
I think every situation is different.
I agree.
I loved going for 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
I loved it because
to hear Aaron Rodgers, he appreciated it too.
You are down by 14 points in the 4th quarter. Your backup quarterback leads you down.
5 minutes to go.
Yes, it leads you down to back-to-back touchdowns, and you go for the win. And you got that Aaron Rodgers guy on the other side. What did we say?
Don't give him the ball.
Who was playing?
It was Brady and the Bills.
Yeah, it's the Bills. You don't give the ball to Tom Brady in overtime. I think every situation is different. I have a problem with everybody judging different situations under the same microscope.
Yeah.
And get rid of this. And not every decision is based on analytics.
No, it's not.
I hate that.
It's guts.
Like every word now is analytics. Troy Aikman doesn't even know what analytics means.
Leave Troy Aikman alone.
Seriously, I love Troy Aikman, but every decision is not analytics.
Yeah, and I agree.
You know what I mean?
You don't like Troy?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't like Joe Buck and Troy. They're boring. They're boring.
Kevin Burkhardt's the best. He should be number one.
I agree.
Kevin Kugler's pretty good, too.
He's good, but not Burkhardt good.
I love the fact that you say everything is not analytics and in every situation is different, because you're 100% correct.
Right.
Because when I looked at that Chargers game last week with Brandon Staley, I looked at some of those decisions and my thought process, we talked about it last week, I said, man, you don't do that with Patrick Mahomes. Like Patrick Mahomes is on the other side. Patrick Mahomes is a guy that has Travis Kelce. He has Tyreek Hill. If you flub, which they did three times, it's Mahomes. Like, if you're playing against the Detroit Lions, I don't know, yesterday they would have beat them too. But if you're playing against the Detroit Lions, if you're playing against certain teams, I get it. Not against Mahomes, and that's why it's a situation.
Let me ask you guys, too. Do you like the way the NFL is going with all these fourth downs? Hold your thought. Hold your thought. Because, it's almost like NFL coaches hate 3 points now. It's like 3 points is no good to them anymore. I want to ask you guys your take on
Different game.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
Excellent job, Sam. Excellent. I bet you're a foaler as well. What's foaling? The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. It's throwing the football at bowling pins. First team to knock them all down, you win it. My boys right here, Ryan and Braylon, they brought home the Woodward Sports Foaling Championship just a couple of weeks ago. I got to look at the trophy every day.
Winners get buys. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's
Alex.
good. I'm glad you got a buy. The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, the home of the original foaling pin game. Make sure you ask for the inventor, Chris and Noni Hutt. Make sure you tell them Maz and the gang at Woodward Sports sent you. 2 ways to play: $10 unlimited open play, stay the whole time they're open, or a private lane reservation. $120 for 10 of your closest friends, and you get the lane for 2 hours. They got over 100 beers, the $2 mystery beer machine, multiple full bars. You bring the food or have it delivered. Come get your foal on. Check them out at foalingwarehouse.com.
Watching a little bit of this Tulsa Old Dominion game. Did you see the stat on this guy? Defensive end, last name Young, 342 career tackles.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Did
anybody else have a tackle?
The Myrtle Beach Bowl, baby.
Oh,
That's
you
what I'm
gotta
talking
love
about,
the
baby.
Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Tulsa and Old Dominion.
Hey,
342 tackles.
Let's see how good you are. Give me the team logos, the team nicknames. Don't look.
I even
not up
looking,
there.
I don't know.
I know.
Is it the Old Dominion Kings?
No, it's the Monarchs.
The Monarchs. And is it the Tulsa Bears?
The Golden Hurricanes. The Golden Hurricane.
I don't know. How would I know that?
I'm just telling you. That's some stupid things that I know. Fish knows.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Tax Act.
Oh, Tax Act.
You got to make sure. Oh shit! You got to make sure you know these things because Barstool might come after you.
Right. Yeah, I know. Can you even? We should do that tomorrow. Is come up with the bowl names and see if they're really a bowl or are they a fake bowl.
That's good.
Real bowl or fake bowl.
You got time to do that tomorrow?
Yeah, I do.
All right, lock it up.
Chick-fil-A bowl.
The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
I know. Isn't that unbelievable?
How was that?
I don't know how it got named.
How did that get?
Wait, that's a thing?
Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
The LA Bowl that just played.
Are you serious?
It's called the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
Oh my god!
So we would have stumped you yesterday, or we would have stumped you tomorrow if we said
you stumped me with that
the
one.
Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
How about those quarterbacks during the weekend? Some big names out there throwing a lot of touchdowns, including Malik Willis, 3 touchdowns in the air, 2 on the ground, and then that kid
against Eastern Michigan, the Eagles.
Then
the
Western Kentucky guy.
Yes. He's
Zappy.
Real good. You love
Bailey Zappy.
You love Zappy.
I do. Neil loves him.
Yeah, I told you they're going to cover against Eastern.
Guys, I want to ask you about the NFL and all these 4th downs that are going. Going for 2. I don't know what the Arizona Cardinals were doing yesterday. Down 21 points, they score a touchdown and go for 2. I don't get that.
That was the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, John Harbaugh, back-to-back weeks, goes for 2. Now, last week he said the kicker was hurt or whatever. That's
he said
why
he said the cornerbacks.
Cornerbacks. They were out of cornerbacks.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They were out of cornerbacks, so he went for 2.
Against the Steelers.
We saw, I think, 6 or 7 4th down plays yesterday inside the 40-yard line of teams. Their own 40-yard line. Do you like the way this is going, or do you think this is just silly? And why don't teams like 3 points anymore?
I think the answer to that is I don't know. Like I don't know if I like it or if I don't. Like I've said this before. When we were kids, like it was fun to play video games and always go for 2. It was fun to want to go for 2. Like when you go to Lions games or you go to whatever, insert Michigan or Michigan State, you wanted them to go for 2. You were like, hey, why don't they go for 2? Try going for 2. Now that I'm an adult, I'm 38 years old, I played in the league, I'm done, I'm watching, I'm like, I feel like a lot of points are being left on the board, and I feel like a lot of times they're making it so much harder for themselves in the end. Like legitimately, where it's you're missing out on 9 points. 9. That's a lot of freaking points.
The Vikings lost the game to us because.
I mean, if you want to do stuff in the 2nd quarter, even in the 3rd quarter, and obviously the 4th, that's one thing. But don't you want all the points you can accumulate in the 1st quarter?
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes I think, let's say early on in the games, I understand why they may do it early on. Let's say you score a touchdown in the 1st quarter, you go for 2, you get it. Now you have 8 points. Now when the team that you're playing against, when they score, now you put them in a situation. Are you going to try to get 8 like we did and then potentially be down by 2? Or are you just going to kick the extra point and be down 1? Because if you're going to kick the extra point and be down 1, all we got to do now is kick a field goal and turn it into a 2-score game. So I understand it, but it's still, like you said, it's situational.
Maz, why did the Arizona Cardinals go for 2 yesterday, down 21, score a touchdown?
I don't get it. I don't get it because kick the point. You could always go for the 2 the next 2 times.
Right.
You're down 3 scores. I didn't understand that at all because now the next time you scored, you needed the 2 point. Why chase it?
I don't get that, and I'm all for, yesterday we were talking about the Ravens-Packers game. If you
That's a different situation.
It's a different situation, and while I agreed with John Harbaugh for going for 2 in that situation, I wanted that game to continue so bad.
Me too.
I wanted them to kick the
I needed
extra
more
point.
fantasy points, to be perfectly honest.
I wanted them to kick the extra point and go into overtime. I did not want it to end. But
Next year, overtime should be 15 minutes, by the way, not 10.
I think you should 15 minutes and just keep playing until you have a win.
Well, no, regular season.
There's
it's okay.
no ties. No ties.
No, regular season. You gotta cut it.
But you absolutely have to go to 15 minutes.
15 minutes, not 10.
Not 10 minutes. That's one possession a team.
Correct.
At the end of the day, this is how I feel about it. I've always felt this way coming out of college, going into the NFL. When the clock strikes 0, 60 minutes have passed. Each team has had opportunity after opportunity to have most points and win the game, and they didn't do it.
Oh, you want sudden death.
Excuse me. And they didn't do it.
You want sudden death.
2-point
I want
conversions.
sudden death. So I don't want 2-point conversion. But it has to be some level of what the NFL, what college does with the 25-yard line.
I hate that.
Or hell, you know what? Let's have fun. In hockey, you get the shootout
I hate
sometime,
that.
right? I love the shootout. First
Hate
of all, I saw Mighty Ducks as a kid in '94. I fell in love with the shootout. But have a kickoff.
Dude, I got.
Have a kickoff.
I'll one up you here.
Start at the 35 and keep
Why don't you
going
just have
back.
a punt,
First
pass, and
kick of the
kick?
miss.
Why don't you have punt, pass, and kick
Here it
contest?
is. Here it is. You have the quarterback stand at the 40 or at the 20, one-on-one. receiver, defensive back, like a 7-on-7 drill.
Like one-on-ones.
One-on-ones. Like, you have Aaron Rodgers there, and then Devontae Adams versus
That's cheating.
Amani Oruwariye. If Oruwariye breaks it up,
game over Packers. Devontae Adams.
How fun is that?
That would
Let's
be
shoot
fun.
free throws while we're at it.
Oh, you guys are supposed to have that free throw competition.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But that would be fun. A kickoff. Start at the 40 or start at 35, and you just keep going back. First kicker to miss, it's over. That way, you're going to have a winner. It's not going to take that long unless you're playing against Matt Prater and Justin Tucker. If you're not playing against them two, it ain't going to take that long. That would be fun.
That's not bad.
Thank you.
You know that?
I appreciate
not bad, and it makes the kicker worth something.
The game started off with kicks were worth more than touchdowns back when they invented football. Let's bring it back.
That's not bad, Braylon.
Speaking of bringing back,
Ryan doesn't like that idea. You see how he changed the
No,
subject.
I do.
I got Riley Patterson now as my kicker.
I got to get to a break. And in my next break, one thing the NFL, I'm going to tell you one thing the NFL should consider doing next season as well that they're doing today. I'll have that for you next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
The Detroit Lions won the game against the number 1 seed in the NFC yesterday, the Arizona Cardinals. And guess what I did? After the game was over, I went down to the brass rail, kicked it with my boy Stick, had a great time with the post game, and they did an amazing job. And you know what I had?
What'd you have, Braylon?
Oh, man, I had some of that gypsy vodka.
They got gypsy vodka at the brass rail?
It's amazing. It was amazing. It was at the brass rail. Gluten-free. Corn distilled 6 times with artesian spring water.
Did you have a sidecar with artesian side water?
Oh, my God.
Did you have a little sidekick for that?
It was amazing.
How many combinations before they got it?
50.
Oh, my God.
50. Adam and Mike got it right. Gypsy vodka is the real deal. Look at that bottle.
Is.
Look at that bottle.
Gorgeous.
Look at how gorgeous that bottle is.
Look at the artwork on that.
Seriously.
There's not much left in it.
Hey, but if you're going to go down to your local liquor store and you're going to pick up some Gypsy vodka, please remember to drink responsibly.
Always. Guys, if I was NFL commissioner for a day,
I wish you were.
One thing I would do, in addition to changing the overtime rules for the NFL, doubleheader Monday Night Football. Doubleheader Monday Night Football.
They do that the first 2 weeks.
They do it on opening week.
It's the first 2 weeks, I think.
I don't think they did it this year.
They didn't do it this year, but they have done it before on opening week.
I don't want to watch a game at 10 o'clock at night.
What about a 5 and 8?
Now you're talking.
Come on.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the NFL, man.
They won't do it, though, because of the stinking West Coast.
When they do the doubleheader, usually the first one comes on at 7, I do believe, and the second one comes on at 9:45. So to your point, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do, or 9:30 or something like that. Just play. I mean,
I like Saturday games.
One of the great, you're not going to compete against.
But you don't
college
even
football.
stay up that late. So why do you want a doubleheader?
Because I want the 5 o'clock game.
Oh, you want so 5?
Yeah, 5 and 8:30, 5 and 8:20. I mean,
who the hell is playing at 5?
The Browns and the Ravens today.
Yeah, but that's because it's a makeup game.
Again, it's this COVID. One of the best parts about COVID in the NFL is you're getting doubleheader Monday games. You're getting the Tuesday game. Who doesn't want a Tuesday game?
Last year we had a Wednesday game.
Yeah,
I was like in my glory. I was Steelers Redskins.
Like, how great is this? How about
Washington,
instead of Maction, you have a NFC Naction. Here's a North action.
But here's my question. Yesterday you said the attendance at Ford Field was 45,000, correct?
Because the team sucks.
I understand that. 45,000 on a Sunday when nobody has to work. except the people that are at Ford Field working for the Detroit Lions franchise and organization. You mean to tell me you're going to have a game at 5 in Detroit on Monday night when everybody has to work? Nobody would go.
Nobody goes to work anymore.
All right, do it
Everybody's
at
working
6
from
then.
home.
6.
People still people on the clock till 5, 6.
Yeah.
6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. There's your doubleheader.
There it is.
There it is.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing.
Hey, I want to make mention of the Ferris State Bulldogs.
Woo!
Hey, shout out.
The Division II national champions. We have to give Coach Tony Annese and the Bulldogs all the credit in the world. They have torched every single opponent they have played on their way to a 14-0 record. Unbelievable.
58-17 over Valdosta State.
The team they lost to in the Division II national championship game back in 2018. So some sweet revenge there.
Little revenge right there.
How about the Ferris State Bulldogs? And Grand Valley, won the Division II Division II national championship back in the early 2000s.
Wayne State competed in it a few years back.
10 years ago.
Wow, the
it's been
receiver.
10
Grand
years.
Valley had the receiver that the Lions drafted.
Yep.
Tom,
yes.
you
What's
know
his
exactly
name?
what I'm talking about.
They had the quarterback and the receiver.
That Ferris State, Valdosta State score, that is what you're looking at as a preview for Alabama and Cincinnati, by the way.
You think so? You really do?
Yes. Yes.
You don't
I think
think,
it's
you don't
gonna
think
be a blowout.
Cincy hangs with them?
Not a chance.
Who are they playing against?
I'm just asking you.
Okay.
You don't think they're going to be getting up for that game? And they're good players. They're a terrific team.
I saw. Yes, they have the best, in my opinion. They have the best defensive back in the country, in Sauce Man. I heard
good quarterback.
Nick Saban crack a joke last week.
Oh, boy.
I saw Nick Saban
man.
laugh
I know.
all year on national TV.
I know.
I have seen Nick Saban give it to the media so casual and so relaxed. And you know what? If I had Bryce Young as my quarterback, I will be laughing my way to the bank too. They are going to blow the doors off of Cincinnati. I promise you.
How about the next game?
Are they gonna get that butt whoop? You know who's coming to town. It ain't Tuck. It's Harbaugh, baby.
And that's one. One of the things I do want to talk about in tomorrow's show is a little Michigan football. We really have not talked about the actual football game.
Here's a quick preview I want to say. I think this is a good setup. I'm glad you set me up with this one. Because I literally wrote down some notes last week, and I kind of looked over them for today's show because I figured we might get to it. They are very similar teams. Like if you look at Stetson Bennett, the fourth, he has 80 yards less than Cade McNamara. 2 interceptions more. If you look at their running back, Zamir, they are a by-committee running back team. Guess what Michigan is? They're a by-committee running back team with some really good running backs. Good offensive line down there in Georgia. Good offensive line in Ann Arbor. Their defensive line, arguably the best in the country. What's Michigan's defensive line? Arguably the best in the country.
2 top 10 picks.
Nakobe Dean at linebacker for them. They're Mike linebacker. He won the buckets. Really good linebacker. Michigan has a guy that's not too shabby as well, and Josh Ross. And they have really good special teams as well. The more I look at this, it's a really, really very similar, familiar game. And the first team that picks up on that is going to capitalize early.
I got, as we were talking, kind of spurned me into thinking, what if the Lions win 1 or 2 more games and get the 5th, 6th pick in the draft and maybe even trade back to 10?
Kyle Hamilton?
David Ajabo. You could have said,
hold on, 5 or 10. You said if they trade back to 10?
You want another Ziggy Ansah?
I don't know what. I'm
just saying.
Just want good players. Yeah, Ziggy Ansah was a good player he was a Pro Bowler, wasn't he?
Yeah, one time.
Twice.
Yeah. I don't know. Looking back at that pick, I don't know if I was happy with that pick.
Either way, I don't know. It's just something that, top of my head.
Ziggy, I think Ziggy never reached his ceiling. I think as he was trying to come into his own, that's when Ndamukong was done with the Detroit Lions. And the last two years he was here, he kind of was just going. He wasn't going through the motions because when he goes out there for a field, he did put on the show. But he was just going through the motions in terms of being in Detroit his last 2 years. You look at Jason Jones and you look at the guys we got. They couldn't help Ziggy. Ziggy needed somebody to really help him, to really hone in. And I feel like he got lost in the shuffle. And then the Lions got rid of him. They sent him to Seattle, if I'm not correct. I think he had a lot left on those tires, as you like to say. He just was wrong team.
But as far as that Michigan-Georgia game goes, I do want to get into it a little bit. And I would want this no other way. I'm going to say this all throughout the week. I want this no other way. Let's go through Georgia. Let's go through Alabama. Let's win the SEC championship.
Don't forget, we beat somebody right after Thanksgiving, Ohio State.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, let's go win an SEC championship on our way to the national championship, and do it that way too. So nobody, I can just see it. Oh, but you had to play Cincinnati in your playoff game. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I want to go through it this way.
If Michigan finishes it, let's say it happens like this. Say they beat Georgia or New Year's Eve. Let's say Alabama beats Cincinnati, and then let's say on January 10th, Michigan beats Alabama in the national championship. You can't tell me a better championship run than that.
No.
They beat Ohio State to get to the Big Ten championship. Where was Ohio State last year? Earlier this year in January. Where were they? Oh, they were in the national championship game. Then they beat Georgia, the team that was #1 all year, invincible. Then they beat Georgia, and then they go and play the mythical Alabama with the greatest coach ever. And, oh, you can't beat those guys. And then they beat Alabama as well. Name me a better run than that. It has nothing to do with this being Michigan. Yeah. This could be Michigan State doing the same run, or Ohio State, or Penn State.
They got to do it.
Name me somebody that had a better run.
They got to do it, but if they do it, this is as impressive.
Are you back on the ball? Are you excited again?
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
Didn't I tell you you're gonna warm up?
I'm getting there. It's a slow build, but I am getting there. The Detroit Pistons won a basketball game last night.
I was there.
I saw you on the broadcast.
Oh, they showed me?
They did.
Oh, man.
I think we got that cut.
Yeah.
You got it? Okay.
Alex, fire away.
Look at that.
Braylon Edwards. Former Michigan and NFL wide receiver Braylon Edwards. Former Michigan and NFL
See you
wide
too.
receiver.
Shout out to
Braylon
Jeff, man.
Edwards.
Hey, shout out to
I
Dave.
should have been sitting next to you.
You couldn't come, man. Next time. Shout out to Dave Logan for giving me those tickets. I really appreciate it.
Did you see my kid at the game?
First class, I did not.
She was in rebound row.
I should have texted you and came over there. I left at halftime.
You love rebound row.
I love rebound row.
I left at halftime, but man, what I saw in those first two quarters of the Detroit Pistons, man, they were scrappy. They were aggressive. You know, Beef Stew got a couple of rebounds. What about Garza? Garza put up some points. Got some offensive rebounds. That's something the Detroit Pistons have not done in a very long time since Andre Drummond made the All-Star game. Is get second chance points on offense. They got a lot of offensive rebounds that night, and it was fun to watch.
And Cade didn't play his best game last night.
No, he didn't. I was pissed.
But they still got the job done. They beat the Heat. Heat's fourth in the East.
I know. I was mad Jimmy Butler didn't
I know.
play.
Half the
and
team is
Hero
out.
Didn't play.
Tyler Hero was out.
I know that's your girl's guy.
Yeah, that's Lily's guy. She wore the jersey last night.
Tyler Hero.
Tyler
I need a hero.
That's a great song, by the way.
It's so good.
Hey, you guys having trouble shopping? Are you Christmas shopping physically, or did you do everything online this year?
Both. I physically
Once
shopped.
they created Amazon Prime, it was over.
That was it for you.
Yeah.
So yesterday I'm at the Lion game. All right, I'm going to go to the gift shop. You know me, I got to always go to the shop. Even though I go all the time, anyway, I got 3 jerseys in my arm. I wanted to buy the fellas here. I go to buy them, and the line is probably 100 deep. I was like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not going to miss the game. I would have missed the game, and I went in the second quarter. I would have missed the remaining part of the game had I stayed in that line. I go to Kohl's the other day. I got 3 things in my arm.
Love Kohl's.
100 deep on the line. I put them back. I give up, man.
Very hard.
I give up. I guess I gotta go do it online.
I will tell you, I had a great experience at Kohl's. I did. It was at an off time. What?
I'm laughing at Alex. He said, not a sponsor.
Oh,
Stop
not a
saying
sponsor.
I'm just saying, the lines are outrageous.
And I had a great experience at Whistle Stop.
Oh, Whistle Stop by our house. It's fine,
just
man.
Fantastic.
How about McDonald's
Small
on 9
business.
Mile? How about 9 Mile McDonald's?
Whenever
Not
I hear
a chance.
Not a chance.
Whenever I hear Kohl's,
38 minutes.
Whenever I hear Kohl's, I think of my grandmother and Saturday mornings. Because whenever I had to stay at my grandma's house, we were going to Kohl's on Saturday morning.
I love Kohl's.
Remember the old Crowleys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember Crowley's.
I'm hitting Macy's on my way home
digging
today.
myself
Gotta
right
hit
now.
some small businesses on
What
the
about
way.
Hudson's?
Oh God, yeah,
you
Jacobson's,
go.
all that kind of stuff. Hey, Ermanni and Edwards.
Montgomery Ward.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. Remember they had the Jacobsons in Birmingham.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right around the corner.
I'll meet you at Blockbuster.
Maz's videos of the day, family video. Gypsy
Oh,
vodka,
man.
Five New Roads.
Talking about dropping the ball. Block.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey guys, I want to let you know about Guardian Alarm. Yep, they're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. That's because they want to let everybody know, the bad guys out there, to stay out.
Get the hell out of here.
Throw that black and yellow sign out in front of your house. It tells the bad guys to stay out.
Stay out.
Guardian Alarm, a good defense on and off the field, helps you feel secure. Guardian Alarm, state-of-the-art technology, helps you feel safe. 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm has convenient features that let you check in on your home, control your lights, your temperatures, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. All you got to do is call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
What is it?
Wait. Hold on. You got to say that again. It was too fast.
It is 1-800-STAY-OUT! 1-800-STAY-OUT! Stay out of here!
That's what I'm talking about.
Please, do not come in. Stay out!
I love the fact that they have black and yellow because the Iowa Hawkeyes stayed out of the end zone.
That's right. Stay out of here.
That sounded better in my head. It didn't come out as smooth.
Stay out of here.
Get out.
And by the way, if you're looking for a little gift here,
The Nutcracker.
the Nutcracker, now available at
We got to send one to Desmond.
Woodward.
He's really the Nutcracker.
Yeah, right. Woodward Sports.
Nice.
Yep.
Mad's videos of the day.
Hey, let's start you off yesterday. After the Lions win, coming off that field, those Lions were excited, especially our little cub, Penei Sewell. Check him out.
Start me up! Start me up!
What was he saying? Tap me out?
Set me up. Shut me up.
Shut me up? Tap me out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what he's saying.
I would not want to go against that guy.
Let me ask you a question. And I know you love Micah Parsons. And I know we talk about this at least 3 times a week.
And the quarterbacks.
That joker, Penei Sewell, man. Like,
yeah. He's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
He is starting to turn into something where, even with the way Micah Parsons is playing, and he could be the 4th person to win Rookie Defensive Player of the Year as well as regular Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons and Penei Sewell are having mirror years in terms of being rookies, their skill, the way they're dominating, the way they're getting better as the years going on. Micah Parsons definitely is a player that still is once in a lifetime, like one of those type players. But I'm going to tell you like this, man. Penei Sewell has had a really good year, and he is making Brad Holmes look like exactly what they advertised him to be.
No doubt,
That's right.
man. No doubt.
Yeah.
Not a doubt about it. And I hope he becomes the greatest offensive lineman of all time.
No
to
doubt.
be honest with you. That's all I could ask for. Yesterday, after the Packer game, Aaron Rodgers hooking up with Aaron Rodgers at the end of the game. Aaron Andrews at the end of the game. That's why you just look. This is the interview on Fox, courtesy of Fox NFL. Just look. This guy reminds me of Nick Saban. He's playing loose. He is having fun. He's smiling ear to ear. Check it out.
Well, your reaction on the sideline when Darnell Savage just got enough there to prevent that touchdown to Mark Andrews was awesome. I'd love to know what you thought of that final play.
Well, I mean, it was a strange game. We had a chance. Yeah. I missed Allen to kind of put it away there. Still a 14-point game. They came back, scored. We were 3 and out. Huntley played great. It's nice to get a win. We knew it was going to be a 4-quarter game against these guys, but didn't want it to come down to the last second. I love the aggression on John's part to go for it, and I love that we came up with a big stop there.
Yeah, what's so funny? What are we laughing about?
This game is funny. You see something new. every single week. That's the beauty in it. It's a special feeling to still be playing, to still feel like I can play at a high level, to be surrounded by such a great group of guys with amazing, eclectic personalities to keep me laughing and smiling all the time. I'm just really happy to be a part of this squad. This is a big win for us on the road to seal up the division, and we're on to the next
Very
goal.
long cut.
Hey, he goes on, and at the end, you can break it down, Alex. At the end, he says, "Hey, what were you just going to say?"
I was like, man, you're gonna shut up.
I'm sorry. I just
No, not
wanted,
you. I would never tell you to shut up. I'm talking about that guy.
I know, but I wanted you to hear it. You know,
I didn't hear it.
because at the end of it, it's about a minute and a half. At the end of it, he's like, "Hey, I'll see you at Christmas, right?" Because Aaron Andrews is working a game on Christmas with Joe and Troy.
How do you not?
Fine. I'm done.
I'll see you at Christmas. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I'll see you at Christmas. Where else would you want to spend Christmas other than in Green Bay? And he's laughing.
Is that what he
Yeah,
said?
he laughed. I just thought maybe you could bring it up at the end there, Alex. But that's fine. I just wanted you to see this guy looks like he's playing with house money.
People are in trouble. Like Aaron is very comfortable.
Yeah,
He's not going to lose this year, guys.
No, I might be coming over to you. I might be coming over to your side, Maz, with the Packers.
Hop on, man.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I'm not sure if you saw it. I'm not a fan of Jake Paul's. I'm not a fan of YouTube fighters.
Did you see this?
I got to tell you, the guy trains like an SOB.
Sleep.
I know Easy is big on this. And
he lives in Puerto Rico. He trains out in Puerto Rico.
I'm telling you, the guy trains. He's a beast. Look what he did to this
He's
Tyron.
taking it serious.
Look what he did to this Tyron Woodley. You don't see knockouts like this. Check this out. Market and made themselves multi-millions of dollars.
So I know that he takes it very seriously. He trains hard. He comes in prepared.
He's in shape.
He hurt himself a little bit last fight against Tyron Woodley because he almost got knocked out, by the way. And then it just looked like a very basic fight, like he took steps backward.
Yeah.
Before that hit, that was the only punch that got landed that fight. It was an awful fight, by the way. But that punch was amazing. I have to take him somewhat serious. But if I'm going to put him into a real division, because he's a light heavyweight in terms of how much he weighs, he will get knocked out. I will put him maybe maybe number 95 ranked in the world.
Ooh,
I have to take him serious, but not that serious.
Dang.
I like to see him fight a real fighter.
Frank Gore, Deron Williams. Did you watch that?
I know. Why did he do that? Why is he ruining his reputation like that?
First of all, the NBA is now up 1 on the NFL because Deron Williams knocked Frank
was
Gore
gross.
out of the ring.
Oh, no.
It was ugly.
I just don't understand for a guy.
Darren Williams from Illinois?
Yes. He won. Like in convincing
Frank
fashion.
Gore, he got his ass kicked.
My biggest question is this. If you're Frank Gore, right, everybody respects you. A lot of people fear you because he's quiet. He's from
Miami.
He's from Coconut Grove. He was Coconut Grove High School. He's 3rd all time on the NFL rushing list very quietly. Like, your career has been great. You're great. Why would you put yourself in a position to get knocked out by an NBA player?
What about Nate Robinson?
The thing about it is
that was bad too.
Frank Gore couldn't win anything in that fight because even if he knocks out Darren Williams, what are they going to say? He played in the NFL. He's supposed to knock him out. He stood to gain nothing. To me, as a former teammate, it's dumb. That was dumb.
Dang.
Hey, my last one for you today is this is like kind of a joke. I follow this Twitter handle, Hold My Beer. This is from Hold My Beer. These are a bunch of guys trying to do a little camping in the wind.
Okay.
Check this out. Look at these guys. Let's look at them.
What are they doing?
They're trying to put their tent up or trying to put stuff away.
That looks like a Bills Mafia type party.
They were getting blown away. Yeah, it was like the Bills Mafia setup. No question about it.
Unbelievable. Well,
you want me to play some more Aaron Rodgers interview for you?
No, that's good.
Okay.
We're good. Maz, I love you. Braylon,
love you guys.
Hell of a day today on
Nice
this.
day.
Sam, great job in there, man.
Alex,
telling you,
fishing in the background as the leader over there.
Alex, take a look at me. My God.
Just barbershop talk.
Get it.
Hey, Al May might go to the Peach Bowl.
Today was a barbershop talk kind of day.
It's going to be an interesting game because if Pickett doesn't play, and then neither does Kenneth Walker, neither one of them are playing, it might balance out and actually become a good game again.
Get us out of here, Bray.
Hey, look, man. Pistons got to win. Lions got to win. It was a great weekend. You got a chance to see Tyron Woodley get dropped. As we just showed you, it was fun, but now we're right back to business. Tomorrow, we get right back down to business, baby. That's Georgia and Michigan in the Orange Bowl. You'll hear some takes, you'll hear some skills, and you will hear a bunch of the notes that I take. I'm Edwards.
WoodwardSports.com.
That's Ermanni.
WoodwardSports.com. Let's
The Nutcracker.
go.
For Sam, Maz, and Alex and Fish over there hiding, it's the bottom line.
Here to present the National Championship Trophy, Chair of the Selection Committee, Mike Babcock.
On behalf of the NCAA and the National Football Committee, it's my honor to present this year's National Championship Trophy to Coach Penei and the Ferris State Bulldogs.